What is going on, guys? It is Duke, and I am back with some minor league clan war action over here with my boys in Too Swift, Too Sure. It is about 5 hours into the war here. This is a do or die war. Either you do it or you don't. You're in or you're out. You win and you move on to the playoffs. If you lose, it's time to go home, pack them up, hit the golf course. So let's see how these guys are doing. And right now, of course, you guys know, first half of the war here, we're looking at Town Hall 9 attacks. It is time for the 9s to shine. So as you can see on this map here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks right here in this little cluster of bases here to hit, and 4 of them are tripled, and one was a tough one, a tough 49%, almost 3-star, but it was a 0-star, but it's cool. We have 2 attacks here, which I'm going to show you. They're both by my good buddy Tyke, and he's bringing in a hybrid red witch. Now, the red witch is an attack, an army composition, which I'm sure if you guys follow and are sub to my good buddy Cleric Dragoon, you've been seeing this attack on his channel for quite a bit of time now, but now that I'm over here hanging out with Too Swift, Too Sure, I'm seeing it for my own eyes, seeing it with my own eyes, seeing it firsthand. We're going to jump in. We're going to check out a few of the attacks. Like I said, this is a hybrid style of attack, so we're going to stop it here. 1 golem down, so he's bringing 2 golems, 10 witches, and 4 Valkyries. So really going a little bit light on the Valkyries this time, only because if you look at this base here, look around the ring, look around the edges, this is basically witch heaven. So going a little bit heavy on the witches, which is really smart. Like I said, I know Goon talks about base specific attacks, so you really got to look at the base. You got to eye it up. You can't just go throwing out a standard composition that's a cookie cutter. You got to look at it and modify it per what the base is really calling for. So here Tyke is taking advantage of a lot of garbage buildings on the outside, so that's why you see a lot of witches coming down here. No healers, so we're going a ton of witches all coming down. Really, it's going to force the heroes and those Valkyries that you're going to see going to come through. They're going to go right into the middle. He's got 2 jump spells, but just keep your eye on the witches coming around. So on the top side, like I said, there's a ton of value out there. So he's going to be spawning a ton of Larrys. Meanwhile, you have the heroes ripping through. The Valkyries are just going to come through and tear up on the Expos and the Wizard Towers. So you see those big compartments, which the Valkyries don't last too long, but they last long enough to go ahead and tear apart the heavy DPS buildings that they're in the center there, like I said, the Expo and the Wizard Tower. So they're all gone. Like I said, on the back end of the base here, you're seeing a ton of point defenses, like your cannons. You're seeing the archer towers, but that's really not a problem when you're dealing with a ton of witches like we're seeing here. We got a back end mortar, which is what you're seeing a lot on these anti-witch raids here, but it's just not enough. It's not enough. As Tyke is going through, we got some witches just hanging back there, late to the parade, late to the party, but there's just too much overpower going on this side of the base. As you can see, there's really not much left here, so it's just a crushing attack. He's got the Barbarian King just ripping through. Queen, she's down, but it's cool. She's hanging out with the opposing queen there. They're just talking about what went wrong, what happened, but there's a ton of witches left here. They're just going nuts. So the bowlers are going to get through. The witches are going to use their little shooty thing out of their wand to take out that cannon, and then there's just an archer tower left. We got witches on the back end there hanging out. They don't know what to do, trying to get through that wall there, but it's cool. And before you know it, 99% and 2-star. Like I said, name of the game is modification. Looking at these bases, really seeing what you want to use and how you want to use it. If you're going to go heavy on the witches, you're going to go heavy on the Valkyries. And here Tyke chose to go heavy on the witches, which was really smart. So we're going to jump down to his second attack in here, which is also a little bit different. As you can see, he's only going with 3 of the Valkyries this time. So like I said, you really got to look at it, modify it, see. As you can see right here in the first half of this base, he's going to be coming from the top end of this. You got to choose your attack point, where you're going to be coming from. And as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3 wizard towers right there, right in the path, right in the beginning. You want to get rid of them. Those wizards will just wreak havoc on your troops there. The wizard towers will wreak havoc. So we're going to go check it out. We're going to see golems split wide, perfect drops on those golems. So many times I see guys dropping golems really close together. You got to get them spread out. This way they can take a lot of the heat, and the witches on the back end, whether you're using witches or wizards, as we can see here, can go through and be unscathed. Now you can see the Valkyries just going into the center there. Looks like he has a nice little funnel created. They're going to come in there, heal spell down. 2 Valkyries go flying, but that's all right. We got a perfect jump right in the middle there. And it looks like we got a poison spell down, all kinds of stuff going on right in the center of this base here. But another set of bowlers go flying, all kinds of action going all over the place. But we have another wizard tower about to get wrecked and go down. King is going through. We have the heroes with both of their abilities still left. We got skeletons popping up all over the place. A nice jump spell on the back end there. But we're going to see what's going to happen, see if they can get through the walls. So right now we're only a little over half of this base being taken up. But we have all kinds of witches on the back end. We got golems just hanging out on the walls. So let me see, we got a skelly spell on the side over there on the left, which is going to spawn more skeletons. So it is like a skeleton party. Meanwhile, we have the jump right in the center of there, which kind of went haywire. But as you can see, this attack is so powerful that it is able to overcome that. That's a lot of things that I look for, that if an attack doesn't go as planned, can you survive? Can you really go back and make up for it, which is what this attack can do, just because there's so much going on. Like I said, with the witches, they're so overpowered right now that they're able to overcome kind of downfalls in an attack. So he goes ahead and pops the king's ability. Meanwhile, queen's going to pick off that archer tower, and then all we have left is a couple buildings right in the center there. We got a wizard tower, we got an archer tower, we have an X-bow. So it looks like the X-bow is causing a lot of problems here, but the skeletons are still popping up from those witches. It looks like the barbarian king's going to come in and tank for his queen. And she's going to go ahead and cherry pick the X-bow, cherry pick the archer tower, and just a bomb tower left, which is going to go down quick. So 6-pack right off the bat, 2 fresh hits here for Tyke. Awesome job. So as you can see, 2 swift, 2 sure going ahead and doing a wonderful job. We have a live attack by Jin. We're not going to jump in because that is already going on here. We're going to look at the attack by Idol Plucker here. This is not a red witch attack, but it is another it is another witch attack. So we're going to jump in and see it, even though there's no Valkyries on it. So like I said, a lot of guys are really starting to use these skelly spells, which is pretty cool. I love seeing it. It's something that you don't see very often, especially over the last handful of months, but maybe it's coming around. We have 2 jump spells right into the center there. Get those bowlers in, gets them raged up, let them do a ton of damage, and let the witches float around the outside with their skeletons. But it looks like on the right hand, they're going to go through and they're going to come in. So they're not going to go around, but a couple witches detour and they go off to the side. Really, the main focus of these attacks is to get into the center, just tear it all up, get in there and just crush, hollow out the center. As you can see, that's really what the heroes do. It looks like the queen is going to get in there and dropping a skeleton spell right down on that queen, keeping her preoccupied. Meanwhile, the queen, his queen is just going to go through. Idol Plucker is going to take it out. So we got a million skeletons up on the top there that are spawned up. We have the golem coming through, which will tank like whoa. Queen still popping on that wall right into the center of this arrowish type of base here, but it's going to go through and it is going to be successful. She's going to take out her base, her little rug that she sits on the throne. Queen is gone out the window, and the back end of this base is going to be engulfed by 1,100 million skeletons, which is awesome. So really just 1 defense left, and a little builder's hut over there in the corner, and the builder's hut way up top. So got to watch out for them. But overpowering attack right now. Town Hall 9s are just being flooded by witches, which of course, depending on which way you like it, get it, no pun intended, is just amazing attacks here. Like I said, Town Hall 9s are so important, and these kind of wars here going through, making sure you can get them done. It's a 32-29 advantage here. We're at 15 attacks each. These guys are doing great. Good luck to both clans. They're doing great. We'd like to see Too Swift, Too Sure move on so we can get some more playoff action going on. We can bring it to you, spotlight these guys. These are good dudes. They're part of the circle of clans. Cleric Dragoon and his crew, they're running it up. I'm over here helping them out. Good dudes. Make sure you check them out. There's going to be a link below for the Discord if you want to join, and we will catch you guys later.